Hey everyone, out here, a little bit of a update. I don't know whether to call this kind of a farkle or an upgrade. I mean, some other bikers call it an upgrade, but I think this might fall in the line of anything that's an upgrade as a dual sport. It's actually a farkle. But 2 days ago, actually it was 3 days ago, I jumped on this old girl, and it was about 7:30 at night. And around here, 7:30, the sun's pretty much down, and we're left in the dark. When I found out, hey, my gauge lights didn't work. So 2 days ago, I came out here and decided to beat the old goat into submission here and get them working. I did get them. I took the whole cowling off, and I did end up getting this working again. All that were was blown light bulbs. Not a big deal. But whenever the last owner, NT8, had this bike, he had little LED lights, one in each corner, installed. Now he didn't have them hooked up. Wait, look, this one here was never even had wires hooked onto it. But that's the life. And he said, well, what I wanted them for was, this has heated grips on it. The switch is over here to the left-hand side, right here, this middle switch I'm pointing to. And he wanted it so it was high, one light up, low, the other light up. I don't care about that. All I wanted is just one lit up, because they are not hooked onto the ignition. Here, like I'll show you. See, the red one's lit up on either one. The heated grips do work. Light works. We're in good shape. Just to remind me, hey, shut me off. But the one thing on this bike, and I've seen it, there was this common complaint about this bike, is that the turn signal indicator is so low on this bike. And it does, I mean, I kind of lose sight of that a little bit while I'm riding. It would be nice to have indicators up here on the dash, or on the original dash a little bit higher. So what I did is I took the green one, a green LED that he had set up, installed here, and just moved it up to the top corner. I used to set up for the left one, and I ended up going out and picking up, I'll show you the one I picked up so you guys can see what I used for the LED, because I got the identical thing that he did. But as you can see, and whenever I'm riding about like this, supposedly, and it'd be nice to have that indicator light going on so you don't forget to shut it off, instead of the one way down there. Much, much better, I think. So, what I use, it has actually, this is one here is has a built-in resistor, which is it's cool, but it's green LED. My focus is not going to work on this. Woo! Are you sick yet? But this one here actually has a little, it's kind of got a nut on the back end of it, but it's got like a mushroom style head. The nut I'm going to dispose of, and what I'm going to do is use the thread to basically, I got the right size drill bit, I can't remember what size drill bit that was, and I'm going to just drill the proper hole about the same location on this side as I did on the other side, and just install it and hook the two wires up to my turn signal indicator on the outside. And I mean, it'll work. That's how I got this one to work. Now what I am going to do in the future, though, because I don't have the plugins that I really want, is I'm going to actually cut the wires in the back and add it so I can just unplug and plug them in whenever I want to take the dash apart. And I end up doing that to a few different things that I have modified, like whenever I actually had to work on the 12-volt supplies. And I'm going to end up doing the same thing with that, with the weatherproof connectors. But I just figured this would be a nice little add-on. I've seen this done on another YouTube channel. Cannot remember who did it. I apologize for that. I would have loved to put their channel link down in the description, but I just cannot remember who did it. But I got this. This is not my original idea. This is just I got the KLR dash all pulled loose. The hole is drilled out for the light. Is pretty darn close. But since I got this apart, I got the wires right here loose, ready to go on and everything. Let's do a little bit of a talk here. This might end up being a long one, but we'll see. Let's talk electrical connections here. How everybody likes to do their wire connections. Myself, I prefer, it takes a lot longer than a cheater way, just to strip them back a little bit. You just, if I'm in the garage or access to power, just get my soldering gun out and go town with it and put a little bit of heat shrink on it. Now, whenever I put that heat shrink, or some people call it shrink tube, after I get it all nice and tight and everything, I tend to go one step further. I like to seal the ends up a little bit with a little bit of silicone, or actually what I like to do is get this stuff called liquid electrical tape. Liquid electrical tape, and put it on. It makes this nice sealant. Back whenever I was a mechanic for a shop, I worked on tractor trailers. I used to not use that for whenever I first started. And I went through many different things, just trying them, testing them, and everything else, see what was working better. Because I worked on tractor trailers, 18-wheelers. They were out in the weather 24/7. Going through salt and everything else, and you really notice what trailers actually start coming back with, and how everything was need to be done properly. And I'll tell you, a lot of people will start using the little butt connectors that crimp on and everything else, and they do work. They have their purpose in the world. They are for under dashes inside of cars and trucks and stuff like that, inside where they're not going to get wet. Even then, they do accumulate a dampness, and which causes corrosion. I just kind of removed them out of my life after I started having lots and lots of problems. Unless I am in a pinch on the road, I will go ahead and grab a couple until I get home. And that comes to what everybody sees. These little things, everybody knows them. They little crimp onto the two wires. Do I keep them around? Yeah, I keep a couple in my box. They are perfect for doing a quick fix. But as soon as I get home, they come off. I'd rather just grab yourself some soldering gun, strip them back, solder them together. Don't forget to use heat shrink, and seal up the ends. Because I have seen where heat shrink has let moisture past it. I don't know how it got past it, but they ended up having a bad corrosion inside, and I like to try to prevent that as much as possible. And a little bit of liquid electrical tape. Get a nice little coating across the heat tape, don't even hurt. Seal up the ends of the heat shrink, I mean. And yeah, rock and roll. That is just my little input on connecting wires together. I hope this helps out somebody. This is just my thoughts, my opinions, what I have discovered through working in my mechanical field. Everybody has their own thoughts and opinions. You could take it or leave mine. I figured it might help somebody. I'll talk to you all guys all later. Alright everyone. Can't really, got a little bit of a glare off the window there. Well, anyway, here's the finished product. You can see the lights are working on my gauges. And we'll go for, I don't know, right turn, left turn, and that should be bringing it up to where it should be catch my eye whenever I'm riding. Not like that little light clean down there. But yes, it's right turn, left turn. And it'd been nice if this had a canceller on it, so you don't have to worry about it. Of course, those cancelers only work part of the time. Little bit of a note, guys and girls, whoever you are, whatever type of person you are, whenever you go to put these connections together, for these little LED lights, I mean, they're super sensitive with how much power they get. Yeah, do your solder. Use good solder that actually has a little bit of flux inside of it, so it cleans off the copper. I tend to like to use a little bit of emery cloth or sandpaper, kind of to rub the copper, because even though, and I know a lot of you guys know this, but some of you might not know this, whenever you take off the outside covering off of the insulation off the wire still, the copper still has a real fine coat of coating on it from being manufactured, and you should clean that off too. But I mean, most of the solders have flux inside of it, so that actually cleans the copper. I just happened to grab a hold of some old stuff that my dad used to have years and years and years ago. He was an electrician. Actually, there was an interesting story I'll tell you about that, what he actually did. But anyway, he was into TV radio repairs and all that funky jazz, and back then his solder didn't have flux. He actually had to use the flux paste and clean it off and everything else. And yeah, after I ditched that, put that aside, and got some newer stuff, I cleaned it. It came out real good. Like I said, those those little LED lights, these ones anyway, are very sensitive. See, like again, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Coming to town, coming to town, coming to town in the morning. Now that are a few seconds that you'll never get back in your life. See you guys all later. This is MuzzleMike signing out. Have a great day.